And I was like, dog, I had, so I guess to explain, I had three childhoods, right? I had to split my mind across three vastly different childhoods. Um, when I would stay with my grandparents in the Bay, in the suburbs, they lived in a very nice, rich, white area, right? And it was essentially a sundown town. We weren't really allowed outside after dark because like they would
Jesus.
just arrest us or deport us or try to at least. But my grandmother is a very white lady, so she looked like a white lady. She was very white passing. My grandfather was not, so he hardly ever left the house. And he
Fuck.
didn't need to. I try to explain this all the time. He was one of the first weebs to
Yeah,
ever
you were talking
experience.
about this. He had the
Yeah,
what was
he's
it? It
like,
was the
he
the
went to
fucking.
Japan.
He had the sword
He had a
and the
sword
fucking
and a
cross
mariachi
pistols.
hat.
Yes.
Yes, and the pistols.
Yeah.
He Anyways, yeah, he was content to stay in the house all day, drink beer, and watch anime. That was just his lifestyle.
Astro
right?
Boy and shit.
Yeah, Astro Boy. What was the other one? Speed Racer. Lupin. He just loved. He ate that shit up.
Fuck yeah.
So that was what it was. Living with my grandmother was like. My dad's girlfriend at the time, my Aunt Debbie, she lived in EPA. I don't know if you understand anything about EPA in the 90s, but EPA...
Environmental Protection Agency?
No, EPA is East Palo
EPA?
Alto.
Oh.
So Palo Alto is also another kind of sundown town. It's a very rich area, very expensive. The east side of it, I think in the 50s or 40s, they had like some low-income housing on the east side of Palo Alto. Bunch of black people moved in, bunch of black and Mexican poor people moved in, and like just it was at the time the only people who were poor were people of color, so they were like moving in. So Palo Alto, the racist city that it was, decided to cut that entire part of the city off and make it its own city. And so now it's East Palo Alto. In the 90s, East Palo Alto was the only city in all of America to this day to have ever hit double-digit homicide numbers.
Fuck.
So most places, it's the way it counts is 1 in 100 is the score, right? 1 in 100 is like for every 100 people, 1 to 2 of them is like involved in some kind of violent encounter or a homicide. Palo Alto was the only place in the country that was like 2.8, right? So that's like it means for every 100 people, at least 20 to 25 of them or 28 of them were like in some kind of violent altercation. Right? So like very rough place.
Yeah.
And like staying with my Aunt Debbie's house was scary, but like it was where I actually, to be fair, those were the fun times. That was the good time I loved my Aunt Debbie's house. I loved it so much more than my own house. I used to like run away, get on the bus and just go to like one of the most dangerous cities in America so I could just hang out. You know?
Damn.
Like just like see my cousins and my uncles and my brothers and stuff. Like that was just my jam, right? My grandparents also though have a property in a little place called Orosi, California. If you ever just want to fall down an insane rabbit hole, look up the town of Orosi, California. Look up how much people exist there now. It was much less in the 90s. My grandfather has a cactus farm, and that cactus farm is literally it's a big empty giant like 5-acre lot that's just cactus, massive cactuses, and they grow all winter. And then in the summertime, we go and we harvest all the biggest ones, and then we bottle them for the summer. And then my grandmother was selling them out of the restaurant that my grandpa ran.
That's
And
sick.
that was no, that was back.
I have to imagine that harvesting cactus, pretty hard work.
As a child who can fit into smaller areas that all your fat drunk uncles
Hey, get in
can't.
there.
Yeah,
Get in that hole. Let's go get that cactus.
Get in there.
Squeeze
Don't be a
between
bitch,
those
fool.
cacti real quick. Fuck, man.
Dude. So you're doing back-breaking labor from when I was like 6 or 7. And then when I wasn't doing that, or when I would get injured, which would eventually happen because my little mind would break from working from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, right? Like I would start wigging out. Like, you don't understand. I remember one time my grandpa took me because he felt bad because I had fallen and like got the whole side of my face stuck to a cactus, and he felt bad about it. So he took me to the remate, which is the flea market, and he bought me the big chicken skewers, and I'm eating the big chicken skewers, and the dude across the way from me looks at my grandpa and he looks at me and he goes, I haven't seen someone's face like that since I left Vietnam. Like,
Jesus Christ, man.
Like just 1,000-yard stare. They're just eating chicken, like just trying to be anywhere but where I was at.